Hello everyone, and welcome to my UK Royal Family News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Maggie guarantees Justin via telephone in Chicago that she'll be back in time for Victor's invite home supper. A shocked Sarah gets back home, holding a basic food item pack before her gut. Maggie makes sense of the custodian let her in. She's sorry to shock her. However, she knows Sarah's leaving well enough alone from her, and now is the right time to tell the truth. At their loft, a paralyzed Chloe expects Xander's proposition is a joke. At the point when Xander guarantees her it's seriously, she requests he persuade her this doesn't have anything to do with Gwen's wedding. He guarantees it doesn't. Notwithstanding just being together for 90 days, he's fallen profoundly enamored with her. To such an extent, he couldn't care less assuming Gwen weds Dimitri, or then again in the event that Sarah returns to Rex. Hold up, Chloe shouts, contemplating whether he purchased the ring previously, or that's what after he discovered. Gwen thumps on Leo's lodging entryway as he lies in bed with Dimitri. Leo replies with only a towel around his midsection. Gwen says she came to embrace him before her Icelandic special first night. She hears a clamor from the restroom and expects he's stowing away with his mysterious darling. She thumps on the entryway, needing to meet the person he's so fascinated with. Leo's face falls. That won't occur. At the Dimitri chateau, Nicole tells EJ that Eric is proposing to Sloane. She guarantees him she's not annoyed on the grounds that she's not put resources into his life. She's put resources into them. EJ is the man she needs to be with. He contemplates whether she needs to be with him enough to express yes to wedding him. Eric, briefly played by Jason Gerhardt, enters Sloane's loft as Melinda guarantees Sloane she can trust her. He asks, "What mysterious?" Melinda lies that Sloane met with an adjudicator despite her good faith. However, they worked it out, and nobody needs to be aware. Eric says thanks to Melinda for being understanding, and Sloane strolls her out. In the foyer, Melinda guarantees Sloane that companions have each other's back. Eric will not hear from her that he's the dad of Nicole's child. Perhaps she'll require some help one day consequently. Regardless of Maggie thinking her mystery is that she's dating Rex, Sarah in the long run brings down the staple pack, uncovering her distending gut. A shocked Maggie concludes she stayed quiet about her pregnancy on the grounds that the child is Xander's. Sarah lets it be known, yet proclaims Maggie can never tell him. Maggie reminds her how unfortunately that turned out with Eric. Sarah calls this different in light of the fact that Xander is an irreverent, deceitful, hazardous individual. He won't ever change, Maggie claims as the dad. He has the right to be aware. Sarah demands he can never be important for the child's life and implores her mom not to tell him. At home, Xander demands to Chloe he's happy Sarah's continued on the grounds that he has as well. Chloe struggles with trusting that. All right then, at that point he says it closely relates to Sarah and Gwen. They're both blissful. He needs to be content as well and naturally suspects he and Chloe can be together. Chloe says they as of now are, yet he needs to focus on her past to condo rent. She looks stunned until he specifies having a yard one day for the youngsters to go around in. Kitties. According to she, scrunching up her face. At the Dimitri manor, EG takes out a ring box, staggering Nicole. He's been trusting that the ideal opportunity will give it to her. Because of what she recently said, that time is currently. He's put resources into her and loves her. She is, truly, the one he needs to be with for eternity. He accepts she feels the same way, or did he misconstrue? Chloe is shocked to learn Xander needs to be a dad. He needs heaps of them. He assumes he was a decent one to Mackenzie and misses it. He's fallen frantically enamored with Chloe and can't envision his existence without her. Against all the chances, they track down adoration and they work. Chloe enthusiastically kisses him, which Xander takes as a yes. "I'm worried it's not," she says. At the Salem Hotel, Leo makes sense of for Gwen his darling won't emerge from the washroom since he's a wedded man. He knows it's off base. However, they're frantic for one another. Gwen says on the off chance that he's so frantic for Leo, his marriage isn't working, and that implies Leo isn't to blame. The main thing that matters is assuming this man fulfills him since he merits it. She lets him know the amount she'll miss him while she's away and surges off to see Dimitri. Addressed and unbothered, Dimitri leaves the washroom. He lets Leo know that Gwen is correct. He merits satisfaction. He establishes a waiting kiss on him. At the point when Leo considers how he'll overcome the following couple of weeks without him, Dimitri advises him to browse his email. At the house, EJ tells Nicole he purchased the ring after they learned she could convey the child to term. He's been counting the minutes until he could put it on her finger. He maintains that them should be one when their youngster is conceived. He gets on one knee. There's just something single left to say. Will you with me? Sloane gets back to the condo to track down Eric, acting with great humility. He reviews her truism she'd possibly get hitched in the event that she wasn't as profoundly enamored asked by a man as she was. You're checking him out. In this way, there's just something single left to say. Will you with me? Sloane handles him to the bed, kissing his face. Yes. Leo expands at his telephone, uncovering that Dimitri has booked him an outing to Iceland. Leo shouts that he can't crash his vacation. Dimitri quiets him down with another enthusiastic kiss. He advises him to pack a sweater since it gets cold there. Yet, in the event that he neglects, they can depend on body heat. After Dimitri leaves, a bothered Leo stumbles on the bed, shouting into a cushion. At their loft, Chloe tells Xander she wants time, and he wants to sort out his sentiments about Sarah. Xander is glad to give Chloe time, yet he needn't bother with any. He can't envision anything that would change his see any problems about her. In Chicago, Maggie tells Sarah her arrangement implies she can never return to Salem. A mournful Sarah says she can make it work in Chicago. Maggie notes Xander is content with Chloe. However, in the event that he learns about the child, what happens next is anyone's guess. However, she won't tell him. That ought to be her. Gwen returns home to Dimitri, who is anxious to get to heaven. She energetically cautions that he is set out toward more sex than he can envision. That sounds like my sort of outing, he says, smiling. At the Salem Hotel, Leo attempts yet neglects to erase Dimitri's email about Iceland. I may not be a decent individual, he says while pressing. However, essentially unsurprising. In bed after sex, Eric puts the ring on Sloane's finger. Meanwhile, EJ slides his ring on Nicole's finger. So that is a yes? He inquires. That is a yes, Nicole says. EJ Dimitri, I would be so exceptionally respected to be your significant other. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.